Hey guys, welcome back. Thanks to the new subscribers and all you guys that are watching my videos so far. Wanted to go over some things that have been coming out over the past few days related to DC movies, particularly Wonder Woman, the Justice League, and the Batman movie. So first, some of you may have heard that WB is launching a campaign for Wonder Woman to be nominated for an Oscar. One for Best Picture, and also they want to try to get one for Patty Jenkins as Best Director.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Bubble. Stay bubble.
So, do you think this would be the first, if they do successfully nominate Wonder Woman for an Oscar, either for Best Picture and or Patty Jenkins for Best Director, and they happen to win? That would be the first comic book movie to be to win an Oscar. So we know that they tried with The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises, especially they wanted Heath Ledger for the Joker, but they did not win those Oscars. So if they were to win an Oscar for either Best Film and or Best Director for Patty Jenkins, that would be a pretty big milestone. That would be a first in the comic book movie world. So that would be a pretty big deal. So do you think Wonder Woman or Patty Jenkins deserve an Oscar for Wonder Woman? I don't know. An Oscar is like the best of the best, right? When it comes to movie awards. So that would be a pretty big honor. That would be the biggest, most, the biggest thing that you could get for a movie. So that'd be a pretty big deal. I think there's probably mixed opinions about it. Some people might think that it is worthy of an Oscar. Some people think that it's, a comic book movie and it's not up to that stature. But I don't know. I guess it depends what the other nominees would be. What would it be up against? What other movies? I loved the movie, but without knowing the other nominees that it would be up against, it's kind of hard to say if it would be Oscar worthy. It is a great movie though, and I loved it, and I could watch it over and over again. And so, yeah, I think Gal Gadot is great as Wonder Woman. I think Patty Jenkins did a good job directing. I think you do notice the difference in tone between the other DC films that were directed by Zack Snyder, which can be a good and a bad thing depending on how you look at it, if you're a Zack Snyder fan or not. I'm a fan of both Patty Jenkins and Zack Snyder. They both have their own style, and that's okay. I like that Zack Snyder takes a little bit of a darker, more serious route, and with Wonder Woman, Patty Jenkins took a more like a lighter, more general audience type of thing, which is totally fine too. I think both have their strengths, and so I don't think that they all need to be exactly the same. But at the same time, I don't mind that Zack Snyder is darker, and that they had Patty Jenkins do Wonder Woman with a lighter, a lighter tone, a lighter feel. I don't mind that either. So, they want to get Wonder Woman up for an Oscar. Do you think it's worthy of an Oscar? I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. We'll have to see. But it would be pretty cool. It would be cool if they were able to win an Oscar. I think that'd be a big achievement, and especially for, Warner Brothers and DC, that would be a really good, that would be a big accomplishment. So. The next thing I want to talk about, I'm going to put this in front for a second because it has potential spoilers, and if you don't want to know these potential spoilers, then don't watch this part of the video. This is something that leaked, I think on Reddit. I'm not 100% sure, but I came across it on Twitter, and it's from DCEU Leaks. I don't know how accurate it is or if it's accurate at all. It's supposed to describe the first act of Justice League. Again, I don't know if it's accurate. We're always going to take these things with a grain of salt. And it could be possible. After reading it, it could definitely be possible. But like I said, it's just throwing stuff out there. Again, potential spoilers in case it is accurate. So just be aware of that. Okay. So. It says, Lex Luthor is brought out by police out of Arkham for extraterritorial jurisdiction in British court. Diana heard about the news while cleaning a statue in Lavore. So Diana hearing about that while cleaning a statue, I'm guessing that that's the part in the first trailer when she turns around and is looking at maybe a TV or something. Diana went straight from Paris to London. Deathstroke organized a hold-up situation inside the court. Wonder Woman arrives to stop the criminals. So if this is accurate, that's describing the first part we see in the new trailer that we just got, when she busts through the door and she's trying to take out these people in the courthouse. When she's trying to take out these criminals that they have a briefcase and a gun. We don't see their faces. So then bomb exploded, which we also see in the most recent trailer, but not. So we do see the bomb explode at the bottom of the building, but it's not a simultaneous one long sequence in the trailer. It's like farther into the trailer when they're showing all the shorter cuts. But it's part of the same scene, most likely. So Wonder Woman managed to keep people safe. Lex and Deathstroke are gone. So according to this, Deathstroke organized an escape for Lex. Bruce investigated the situation and spies on Lex and Deathstroke illegally entering the Kryptonian ship in Metropolis. So that ship is still there, according to this, which I think we actually see it in the trailer, if I'm not mistaken. So this pretty much picks up right after BVS. Lex communicated to Steppenwolf's hologram again, which we saw that in the deleted scene that was released sometime after BVS. Diana went to Batcave. Bruce told her about the horned image, referring to Steppenwolf. Diana narrates the first invasion, history lesson, and then recruitment. So gathering the Flash, Cyborg, Aquaman. So I don't know if this is accurate. Like I said, I don't know if this is actually what's going to happen in the first act. If it is I mean, do you think this is possible? Do you think that the criminals, the thugs walking into the courthouse at the beginning of the trailer, do you think that could be Deathstroke? I think it has been a common theory among people after the trailer came out, due to the fact that they don't show his face, and obviously the briefcase is probably a bomb, the bomb that explodes the bottom of the building. So I think that's a common theory amongst people, but what? Do you think it's possible that he's going into the courthouse because he organized an escape for Lex? I mean, it definitely seems possible. We know that Lex was arrested, and then if you've seen the extended cut of Batman v Superman, spoiler alert, Batman, when he goes in to talk to Lex, he tells him that he's having him transferred to Arkham in Gotham. So we know that he's there at the end of BVS and into Justice League. We haven't really heard or seen much about Lex in any of the marketing or trailers or anything for Justice League as of yet. So they're also keeping that, kind of under wraps, and maybe keeping that to reveal in the movie. We know that he does play some role in Justice League. So I don't know. It's pretty interesting if it is accurate in some way, at least some of it. After seeing the trailer that we got at Comic-Con, it seems like it could be. But again, I don't know if it's accurate. I don't know if parts of it are accurate. I don't know if any of it's accurate. But I just thought it was interesting to, get this out there, and we'll have, we just have to wait and see. But I just thought that would be an interesting thing to think about for the beginning of the movie, for the start of Justice League. And the next thing I wanted to talk about is Joe Manganiello, who was casted as Deathstroke some time ago to be in the Batman solo movie down the line. A while back, Ben Affleck had shared some test footage of him in his costume, and it looks like he's in the Flying Fox. Not 100% sure, but that's kind of what it looked like. In a recent interview, I believe with The Hollywood Reporter, they were asking him if he knew anything about his role as Deathstroke in this universe, in the Batman movie. And he said that he does know, but that he can't talk about it. So, the interviewer was trying to gauge his tone, you know, trying to see if he was saying it in a happy way or a sad way, and he's trying to say that he's trying to stay neutral. He doesn't want to give anything away. He doesn't want to make it obvious towards one way or the other. So he knows, but he can't talk about it. I know. And so, I mean, personally, I'm going to assume that if he can't talk about it, that means that he still is going to be Deathstroke at some point in a Batman movie. I mean, if you weren't able to talk, if he was not going to be Deathstroke, why wouldn't he be able to talk about it? You know, why would he be bound to secrecy pretty much in that area if he's not going to still be Deathstroke at some point? But that's just me. I don't take my word for it. That's just what I think. I think that that's a good casting choice for Deathstroke. And I think that a lot of people were excited to see him cast as that part. Also, some people were pointing out they don't just do test footage and make a costume and get a suit ready and do all that if they're not going to actually use that person as that character in a movie. Sometimes, yes, things do change and characters get thrown out. And we know that Matt Reeves is going to start this. The Batman script is going to be started over from, you know, from scratch. And he's not going to use Ben Affleck's previous script now that he's actually directing. So we don't know if that could have changed Deathstroke being involved in the movie. So we don't know. My husband has a theory that Alfred is talking to Deathstroke at the end of the most recent trailer that we got. But I don't know. There's theories about that. Could be a lot of people. But if that is him in the beginning of the movie, then maybe he does still have a part as Deathstroke somewhere in the DCEU, even if it's not in the Batman movie that we'll have later on. So some of you may have heard about that interview. What do you think? Do you think he's still going to be Deathstroke? Do you think that's him in the beginning of the trailer that we saw most recently from Justice League? Let me know what you think. And thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment. See you guys later.